Insurance company in America, full-time fire insurance. Down in Old City, off the Fort Bernard, there's a real fire department building. On that site is where Ben Franklin organized the first volunteer fire company in America called the Union Fire. Street lights, not so much the street lights, but the design of how they were laid out, systematic street lighting. Ben Franklin ideas, paving the streets, he thought of that too. This is 4th Street's up to the west of 8th Street. 8th Street is where Ben Franklin founded the first hospital in America called the Pennsylvania Hospital.
What was the first hospital?
He just told you.
Pennsylvania Hospital.
Pennsylvania Hospital?
Yeah, he was one of the co-founders. I guess Dr. Thomas Baum would get upset if I didn't mention him. He was a co-founder. Dr. Wister was a doctor, lived in this house. This house was built in 1750. He lived in the house 1798. He taught in the anatomy at the University of Pennsylvania. Yes, he founded that. Ben Franklin, 1749. George Washington was in that house. St. Mary's Catholic Cathedral. No, I threw in Catholic. It was Philadelphia's first Catholic cathedral. Second oldest Catholic church. Behind the church is Commodore John Barrett. He was known as the Father of American Navy. He was one of the signers of the Constitution. Thomas Fitzsimmons, 49 signers. Liaison of George Washington. Michel Bouvier, the Canada National great-great-grandfather. You know where he went to That's a reproduction. You notice that's a curved wall. It's for ladies. They used to sit on that bench. Their voices would travel around one another. That was probably a guy invention. Not Ben Franklin. You wouldn't have seen a bench like that on the sidewalk. You'd see that in a garden. Second house in with a light door. There's Joseph Hopkinson, Philadelphia lawyer who liked to write music. Well, that's the way I put it. 1789 up in New York. He lived in that house 1789. Same year, George Washington had his first inauguration up in New York City. And for that occasion, there was music written, and it was called the President's March. Kind of a rousing type song with no words. 9 years later, they put words to it, changed the title, Day Out Columbia. It became very popular. So popular that they considered it almost our national anthem. It became our unofficial national anthem for almost the whole 1800s. Now Columbia today is still played and is played for the Vice President. His dad, Francis Hopkinson, the designer of the Declaration of Independence, and the man who designed our first flag. The flag with 13 stars and a circle, 14 stripes.
He didn't say 70. He said
It's called the 60s houses because they have a 60 and a date they were built. The one in the middle is 1760. The house with the black shutters, black doors, 1860. The house with 305, 1960. Seemed to be, 4th Street was a popular street for doctors to live on. But like I said, this from here down to the river, where most people lived anyway. I guess these folks knew that eventually the city would grow further out to the Schuylkill River. House that was built in 1786. It's the only house in Society Hill that stands by itself. It's called a freestanding mansion. Dr. Philip Singh physically lived in the house from 1850 to 37. He was called the Father of American Surgery. He invented surgical tools that dentists, optometrists still use today, and procedures. He did some minor surgeries in that house. I can only imagine. I hope they, that was all before anesthesia, by the way. President Andrew Jackson was a patient. Raleigh Madison, Justice John Marshall, John Adams would bring his daughter up to see Dr. Physik. Here's the guy who started the soda craze. He was known as the Father of America's first soda. People taking and drinking carbonated water to upset stomachs, and I guess it didn't taste that great. And he came up with the idea, maybe put some cherry juice in it, maybe sweeten it up a little bit with cane sugar, and it became a very popular drink. Had a little fizz to it, he bottled it. Well over 200 years ago. I saw the movie National Treasure.
Yes.
It was filmed in that cemetery up there. That's the old Pine Street Presbyterian Church and Cemetery.
Where's that
Founded in
cemetery?
1768, the one on the right side. I'm sorry.
Did I
Called
even
the
see
Church of the
that?
Patriots, 55 minutes from that church. Fought the Revolution, 35 of those member officers under George Washington. John Adams came up to Society Hill, attended services up at that church. Ben Franklin did as well. He was friends with the Reverend, the administrator around the church. William Hurry. William Hurry was the bell ringer of the Liberty Bell. He made the Declaration of Independence was first read out loud. St. Peter's Episcopal Church on my right, and cemetery, founded in 1761. George Washington had his own little seat, called a pew box. Lieutenant Colonel John Nixon, who read the Declaration of Independence out loud for the first time, while William Hurry was ringing the bell for his birthday cemetery. Commodore Stephen Decatur from the War of 1812. There was a U.S. Vice President, George Mifflin Dallas. He was Vice President, President James Polk. George Washington sat right through those open door there, the main aisle, in front of the pulpit. In the church up there, which wasn't a whole lot. It was Christ Church, Episcopal Church, the main one downtown, the old city. Thaddeus Kosciuszko. That house was built in 1776. That same year, that Polish gentleman came over to America, joined the revolution. Polish military engineer, fought the Russians many times. The revolutionist himself. He was given commissions. He set up the fences along the Delaware River. Also went up to New York State along the Hudson River. He built West Point. Famous battle of Saratoga during the Revolution around. He had a big hand in that design and the eventual defeat of the British Army up there. When you bought fire insurance of Ben Franklin's fire insurance company, they give you a mark like that, 1752. They put that on the front of your house. It's a good way to advertise as an insurance company, plus the firemen would do that, and then you were going to get paid for the rest of it. This was the first one. The second one to come along, and it came along about 20 years later, was the Green Street Fire Insurance Company. Now they adopted the tree as their symbol because Ben Franklin wouldn't issue you a policy if you had trees in front of your home. He thought a tree was a bad thing that could conduct lightning, catch on fire, burn your house down, might get in the way of the men's hoses. You had to remove your trees. Those folks would sell you a policy whether you had trees or not. Really, in the 1780s, 1783, they were going to pass an ordinance that cut all the trees down, but that never happened. It's been a shame. They cut a lot of trees down anyway. This was all trees when William Penn came in. Originally, this area was an open-air market for this new community up here, Society Hill. It's called New Market, 1745. They built this market shed in 1803. Sometimes they refer to it as the Campbell. Market Street, that we all know and love, ride, walk on, is lined with these market centers. That's where it got its name, Market Street. Originally it was called High Street. Belgian blocks used to place cobblestone. Belgian blocks made their way over the bottom of the boat. They brought the Atlantic Ocean. It's called ballast stone right down. They didn't need them anymore. They threw them in the Delaware River. Down here, and out where the Society of 40 South Street. There have been folks that were involved in lumber yards, building ships. Philadelphia had the first shipyard in America, 1760.
Oh,
A lot of Irish, German type folks, either in northern and southern.